Coming up in today's show, I'm going to be talking about Aluna Coconut Rum. It's a bit of a different show today. There's no out and out sort of proper classic rum. That's not saying that's not a proper rum, but you know what I mean. There's no kind of rum. So I'm going to be going down the Aluna, the coconut rum rabbit hole. And if I get time, I don't know, because I could go off on random tangents. I've also got these to feature at some point. These are little samples from Master of Malt Atom Brands, and it's their Project 173 range, essentially flavoured rums. I can't do too much with them, but you can sort of see their little sample size. Now, big shout out, thank you to Guy, to Heather and to Emma. I've got a load of notes there. Guy has taken some time out of his weekend to kind of put together a really kind of factual email for me. Lots of stuff to tell you about this sort of coconut rum. Now, to address the elephant in the room, kind of to start off with, because I've had this discussion with Aluna, and a lot of you, before I say a few things, I know quite a lot of you have watched videos of me in the past where I kind of swear by Coco Canu. Now, as I say, I'm not backtracking here at all. Aluna asked me my opinion, and I told him I was perfectly honest with this. Is Coco Canu the best coconut rum out there, in my opinion? Yes and no. And this is exactly what I said to the guys at Aluna. I use Coco Canu in rum cocktails where I need the coconut to punch through. So tiki cocktails where there's lots of other different flavours coming out to play, when berries, maybe other rums, maybe some pineapple, just stuff like that, other big bold flavours. So I love the Coco Canu in that respect. However, what I absolutely love Aluna for is when you just kind of want plain coconut drinks, like coconut daiquiris, coconut mojitos, that kind of thing. That's when Aluna comes into its own, because let's be honest, Coco Canu is really on the sweet side, you know, and that's even not as sweet as brands like Bacardi and Dead Man's Fingers coconut. That's got, you know, to take you on a sweetness scale, you've got Aluna right at the bottom of the coconut rum sort of range in sweetness. You've probably got Coco Canu that is that. I think it's actually Coco Canu. Like that. I think you pronounce canu, not canu like I said, but Cornish chaff, who cares? So Coco Canu. So you've got that kind of at the bottom, lowest sort of sugars. You've got that, it's kind of sort of mid-range. And then you've got like Bacardi and Dead Man's Fingers up there, real end. Now, there's nothing wrong against sweetness, but especially as you've kind of guys have seen me over the last sort of few months or so, I'm getting to that stage now in my life where, you know, too much sugar, too much fizz, and all that sort of stuff. My little belly can't handle it all. So I'm at that point where this rum brand is what I'm kind of all about, and will be definitely about in a few more years, because reduced sugar. Now, just another point to note, and I will kind of get onto this in a little bit. This is all kind of, I'll say it now, I'll probably come back over it and say, this is all kind of natural products in here, coconut, and to sweeten it up, to kind of flavour it up, sorry. It's not like Coco Canu, which actually use like coconut flavouring. I think that's what they write. And you've got the other brands like Bacardi, like Dead Man's Fingers, because they just mass produce on scale. They don't even use sugar. They use fructose syrup in there, which is even worse for you. And that's certainly brands that is sort of the thing that will kind of bloat me up and give me indigestion or heartburn or things like that. So that's kind of why I've stayed away from products like that now to go over to this. So that's kind of that. As I say, we'll come over that. A big shout out to Guy, who has put all this together for me, because it's a really great sort of factual information. But the best thing about this is the provenance of the rums. Yes, that's J. Ray and Nephew, but they kind of lose out with the, yes, it does taste really, really good. I'm not going to get away from that. It does taste really, really good. But, you know, even on the bottle, I think it says Jamaican rum with coconut flavour. You know, it make no bones about that no coconut has ever come into contact with that. And if that's, you know, it's up to you to make your decisions on that, or whether you prefer that, whether you want to go down the less added sugar route. It is completely up to you. I'm not here to say one's better than the other. I'm just here to tell you what they're all about in that sort of sense. I'm not about reviewing. I don't go, oh, that's terrible, or that's better, or whatever. I'm about trying to help you and showcase different products. That's all I'm here for. So, Aluna. First off, where does the name come from? Stupidly, I never cottoned on to this. So Aluna is kind of, what is it? It's obviously, it refers to the moon. It's like I don't think even Guy, it's just flipped into my head. I don't think even Guy's mentioned this. but it's isn't there? It's like a god of the moon or something like that. One of the Roman I don't know, but Aluna basically refers to the moon. What you can kind of see on there, I haven't got the close up. Never put the close up cameras on for this, but if you can see there from the sort of the logo, the label on the front there, it's kind of the sort of moon in there. They call it the big coconut in the sky, which is quite funny. It's a 37.5%. I think that's the same as Cocoa. Yeah, 37.5%, same as Coca Canu. That'll be the last mention if we do that. Let's put down there now. Let's focus on what Aluna actually is. So let me give you a little bit of brand speak, as it were. This has come from Guy. So Heather, Emma and Guy are all friends. They've all been in the industry for a long time, the booze industry. And they're basically, so we've got the likes of, I've got a paraphrase here, but you know, they've worked for the likes of Hendrix, Sailor Jerry, Raker Vodka, Miller's, Martin Miller's, sorry, gin, Black Cow Vodka, Seedlip, sorry, I don't know Seedlip, and then Bushmills, Subrovka, all that kind of stuff. So there's plenty of experience with proper massive brands, so they kind of know what they're doing in that respect. I keep asking them, they never really answered it, and guys answer this. I thought there was some connection to Cornwall somewhere when they very first saw this, and the actual connection is they all take their friends and family down to Cornwall surfing every year. So it's not from Cornwall, they don't make it in Cornwall, it's just the fact that they love Cornwall. So you know, I've got to give them some love, because Cornwall's the best place on earth, isn't it? Let alone the UK. It's the best place on the planet. It's absolutely amazing down there. They kind of, you know, where they wanted, where's the line, the killer line, which is the outdoor. But we take our family surfing Cornwall every year, and that outdoor, active, healthier vibe is really the inspiration behind the brand. A coconut rum for a generation that's more mindful about what they do and the world they live in and the food and drink that they consume. That is the killer line about this brand. I'll say that last bit again. It's a coconut rum for a generation that's more mindful about what they do and the world that they live in and the food and drink that they consume. Basically, they're saying that there's no rubbish in here. It's just proper stuff. So we've got blah, 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 blah. We rejected synthetic flavours, brought natural coconut in and sustainably sourced coconut water from Thailand, which we add to the cut when reducing the bottling strength. Now, here's the thing, right? So a lot of rums, obviously kind of when the blends will come in, the blends, I don't know too much about that side, but I'm assuming most rum blends don't come in at 40% ABV. They will come in a lot higher. You could probably buy them at 40%, but I'm assuming the blends will actually come in a lot higher ABV. So a lot of blenders in the UK, they are blenders, they are not distillers. You know, this doesn't get distilled in the UK, and you'll become evident why in a minute from where the rums actually come from. But, you know, so going back to that, when the rums actually come into the UK, or if they are cut down to strength, so from when they come off the still, they'll be 80, 90% proof. And I think it might be as low as sort of 72, I think. I don't know. But that's a number I've got in my head. But it could be 80, 90% when you're distilling. And that's any base sort of alcohol that will come off the still there. And then to cut it back down to proof, typically water is used, and it will be water in a lot of other brands, some better quality water than others. But the thing that I loved about this, and this was kind of, and I first knew about this like a year ago when they sent this through, whenever it was, this is not actually cut with water, this is cut with coconut water. So it's brought down to the 37.5% ABV via coconut water, which I thought was pretty cool actually. You know, that's a real point of difference. Coconut, whereas it's sustainably sourced coconut water from Thailand. And here's the other, I won't say the next bit that Guy has put in there, but I can pretty much, anyone can prove this. If you've got, what's it called, the hydrometer, I think that's what it's called, like you can dip it to see how sweet, how much sugar has been added to products. What they goes into this is 48 grams of sugar per litre. 48 grams of sugar per litre. All right. So to put this into perspective for you, I've talked about this in previous rum shows. When we're talking the EU limit for an out-and-out proper rum is up to 20 grams per litre. Okay, so some rums will be at the higher end of that, like your Dictadors, your Diplomaticos. Not all of their rums, but some of their rums you can the sort of sweet. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that. If you like the rums, I love Dictador, I love Diplo. I can never remember that. Don Papa, all those, they are proper out and out sweetens. Plantations sometimes sit sort of in the middle, and then you get kind of like the Four Squares, so like the Dawleys and Appletons and all that, will be at the lower ends, maybe 5, 6, 7 grams of sugar added per litre. A lot of that will be for colouring, but a lot of that is also, what's the word, consistency. Now, to put this into perspective, as I've mentioned, a lot of spiced rums will be way up in the 50s at the very, very, very least, but probably close to 100, if not 150 grams of sugar per litre. And that is essentially, without kind of, you know, slagging them off or bad mouthing, that is essentially what Dead Man's Fingers, Bacardi and all that will go to. They will be way up there at the higher limits of sugar. Now, if you don't care about your sugar, brilliant. You know, if you're not at that point in your life, that's absolutely fine. But me now, as I've said, I have to kind of be wary about that. I don't pay too much attention, but, you know, I don't touch full fat drinks anymore or anything like that. It's always like Cokes. Even then, I don't have too much fizzy stuff, but the zeros and all that sort of range. I don't have too much high sugary foods. So this kind of really sits well with me there. 48 grams. So most of the other coconut rums on the market will be double, if not treble that. So that's a great point for it going forward. What else can I kind of tell you about that? I think that's all the kind of knowledge bombs. There's plenty there. Let's get into the rums, where these rums come from. Now, this is kind of what I love about this. You know, just to go back to Coco Canu again, sorry, I know I wasn't going to say too much, but Coco Canu is essentially J. Ray and nephew, so the overproof rum in there. I'm openly and honestly not a huge fan of Ray and Nephew, the overproof there. I think there are way better overproofs. I love Rum Bar, for instance, from Worthy Park. Sip those two side by side, and Rum Bar, the overproof, is absolutely phenomenal. So I've never been a huge Ray and Nephew fan, but I do like Coca-Cola. I do, I'll be honest, I do. But these rum blends, we've got cane juice from Guatemala, Darsa. That's where this has come from. We've got Trinidad. We've got molasses from Angostura. So Angostura rum, we've got their kind of molasses that they use to make Angostura there. So Trinidadian. And then we've got Guyanan molasses as well. Diamond, DDL, Diamond Distillery. So all your El Dorados. But basically Pussers as well is sort of used as DDL. Quite a few other brands up here. That's DDL, comes out of, there's plenty of DDL in that. So Demerara Distiller Limiters, Guyanan rum. So we've got 3 absolutely phenomenal rums that go into making this. Guatemala, so Darsa, Trinidad, Angostura, and then Guyana, Diamond Distillers. The Guatemalan rum is from the first press of sugarcane juice and is aged for 2 to 3 years. And then the other rum, it doesn't really give me aging notes on the others. But I think I might just read this bit to you. I think this is a good bit. The last 2 are from molasses. The Guatemala rum is the first pressed sugarcane and lightly aged for 2 to 3 years. It's a great combination of quality rums from some legendary distilleries. Yep, proper legendary. Really good balance of flavour and backbone to carry the macerated toasted coconut flavours. The coconut water adds another coconut dimension and gives a slightly creamier mouthfeel to the liquid. We import the rums and combine them with our natural ingredients here in the UK using our bottlers in Wales. Doesn't matter if you know that, that's absolutely fine. Low sugar profile in Aluna makes it easier to create a balanced cocktail. It's great in a daiquiri, simply shaken with lime and a dash of agave. We might do that actually. Making a lighter pina colada, mojitos, Cuba Libras, etc, etc. Right, here's the other bit I kind of want to tell you as well, because I didn't know this. So obviously, yes, another one of the coconut flavours in there is like toasted coconut that goes into that. So we've essentially got toasted coconut and coconut water to create a coconut flavoured rum. No kind of artificial flavourings, colourings, whatever. Well, there's no colourings in there anyway, is there? For those of you maybe listening, it's clear. So we go down. But here's the other thing, and I think this is really, really good. A lot of brands are going down this route now. We want the brand to pull its weight. And the reason I'm saying this is because this helps people really buy into certain brands, okay? Especially when they do things like this. We want the brand to pull its weight. We became 1% for the Planet members this year, committing to give a minimum of 1% of sales, so not profits, 1% of all of their sales to environmental non-profits. Their first partner they've teamed up with is the Marine Diaries, and there'll be more coming down the track. So they use natural wood cork stoppers, and they're replacing the plastic kind of little security tags and all that go around the top, and they'll be replacing all that come sort of 2022. They sponsor the London Surf Film Festival. I didn't even know about that. That's kind of cool. The London Surf Film Festival. Don't know what that is. So they sponsor the London Surf Film Festival. That'll be with the whole Cornish sort of thing as well. The Wave Project and others. And we give 50% of all our website profits during lockdown to the Drinks Trust. So as a brand, as a company, they are pretty nailed on. It's really good story. You know, they're not just in it for the money. They're trying to do something good. They're trying to, you know, they've created a brand that's actually going to be not, I was going to say healthy for you to drink. Drinking alcohol is not healthy to start off with, but so we'll clear that one up. But they've created a brand, if you are going to drink, it's going to be a little bit more healthier for you to drink than sort of other brands. But not only that, they're putting back into the community, and that's what a lot of these businesses are all about now. Help others, that all comes around. You know, what goes around comes around. I always believe in that in a good way, not in a bad way. So I really, really, really love what they do. So that is their coconut rum. How long have we been waffling for? 20 minutes. That's not bad. And so before we, you know, get onto the tasting, let's just kind of tell you a little bit about these. Now, I should have looked, I can't remember. I did a live show before I niched into rum, so it must have been May, June time, where I did a coffee liqueur off. I had loads of different coffee liqueurs here. What prompted this was because I always went down the track of Mr. Black. Mr. Black sent me a few bottles. All of us YouTube bartenders got sent Mr. Black bottles, so we were just banging on about Mr. Black. Of course we were. But Mr. Black is for me. I still absolutely loved Mr. Black. I really did. It's unsweetened, which I think is perfect for like your espresso martinis and that, when you want to add different flavours to them. Because as much as I love Kahlua, really, really love Kahlua, it is sweetened up. So when you add more syrups and more flavours to that, like Monin, like ODK, like William Fox, when you add more flavours to them like that, they just become really, really sweet. And that's why I loved Mr. Black, because you can add tiny bits of flavour into them without even, sort of, it'll get up to just about Kahlua sweetness. All right, so you can kind of have a play about. Now, the whole point of that story is that I was pretty convinced I would be able to pull out Mr. Black. I had a few others. I had Conker here, I had Tia Maria, Kahlua, a few other brands that I've completely forgot to mention, and this one. Now, I was pretty convinced. I might have had a shocking palate that day. I'd be pretty convinced not only would I be able to pick out coconut from this, but I would be able to pick out that it would be slightly sweeter than Mr. Black. This was all blind tasting. And it was done, if you can go back, I might put a link to that live show and specifically where that point is. It was all done blind. I had no idea of which coffee liqueur I was tasting, and I actually got it wrong. What I pulled out as my favourite, and what I thought was Mr. Black, was this. Absolutely stonking coffee liqueur. It's a coconut rum based coffee liqueur. And I know this is kind of a rum show, but I think, you know, there's going to be a lot of these rum liqueurs that come through. You know, there's a lot of gin liqueurs that came through sort of 2016, 17, 18, 19. So we are going to see a hell of a lot of rum liqueurs. So basically anything from 37.5% downwards. This is 25%, and this one is 25% as well. So I'll talk about that in a second. But, you know, to talk about the coffee liqueur, it's made with 100%, I can never say this word properly, but I keep wanting to say it the other way, but Arabica, there we go, Arabica. It's made with 100% Arabica beans, coffee beans, just basically infused with the coffee liqueur. I forget whether they add any other sweetness to this. I might have a little bit there. Cacao, right, sorry, here it is. So it's the coconut rum infused with 100% Arabica coffee beans, cacao nibs, and black cardamom. and that creates an absolutely stunning that. We will have a little taste of this. I've got some cocktails coming up for you in a bit as well. So that's the coffee liqueur. And this one I haven't tasted yet. I'm really looking forward to tasting this. So this is, I will kind of give you a little close up. I'll get them a little face behind there so it tries to focus on the label so you can kind of see what it is. For those of you listening in, this is so Aluna Coconut, but with peach and pomelo liqueur. Pomelo, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like a big, I call it like a cross between sort of a grapefruit and kind of a lemon lime. It's essentially kind of what it is. It's kind of a bigger, I think it's like the biggest citrus fruit. I think Guy might have actually put that in here somewhere. But you know, I've covered pomelo. I've got other pomelo gins down there that I covered like quite a few years ago. But I think that's what it is. But peach as well. So going back to what's added to this, we've got the coconut rum as the base. We've got white peach that's gone in there, coconut blossom nectar, and then the pomelo adds the sort of citrus. So I'm looking forward to tasting that in a minute. Right, let's crack open the Aluna, just to kind of give you, kind of talk you through the sort of mouthfeel, the actual kind of coconutty taste of this. So on the nose, I mean, on the nose, all you can really smell is coconut. It's coconut water. I did a few videos a few weeks, probably a month ago now. Coconut water, Vita Coco, coconut water. That is exactly the same nose I get off this. You know, I really do get that coconut water kind of vibes off there. I know even if you've had different brands of coconut water, they all pretty much smell. You can smell a coconut water. They all sort of smell similar. So that's the nose. There's nothing else coming off it. It's just sort of coconut water, alcohol. You can tell it's alcoholic, but alcohol sort of coconut water. Smells absolutely delicious. Right, tasting. It is just a lovely coconut rum. It really, really is. As I say, it might not punch through your big cocktails, your big tiki cocktails, where you've got lots of other ingredients going through. You'll probably get a little subtle hints of coconut, but it's not going to punch through like your other brands would do. But, you know, and I'm going to do these, I'm going to make some cocktails up with this in a second, show you. I've got plenty for my members, plenty for you guys as well. This is a standalone coconut drink. Is absolutely delightful. This is my third bottle of this now. I think 1, 2, they sent me 2. Yeah, this is the third bottle of this I've had. And I really, really love it. It's sort of coconut mojitos. I've done this with hen parties as well. They absolutely loved it. It just works an absolute treat for that. There's no other real tasting notes to give you. It's kind of, I get that sort of toasted coconut, kind of a dry coconut. There is an element of sweetness to it, but not as sweet as your other brands. It's a really thick and creamy mouthfeel. And after you've had that first taste, where you've kind of acclimatized your palate, you really do get the coconut notes bouncing off it on the second mouthful. It literally does taste like a creamier, thicker, alcoholic coconut water. It really does. As I say, not over sweet, but just sip that neat, and that is absolutely amazing. Do you know the one thing I've never done with this is the actual simple mixers? Just straight up, I think I've done tropical soda with this, but I've not done like your Cokes and ginger beers and all that. So I'm looking forward to doing that in a minute. But that, you know, I've openly said it. I said it to my membership community. I did a video with them where I kind of gave them the backstory of when I said that I really, really love Coco Canu. I did say there and then, I absolutely love this. It's always been on my back bar. It's just, for me, it's a different use of, I'm going straight out coconut cocktails with no other big, bold flavours than I would use Aluna. But if I need a coconut liqueur to punch through in some of those big tiki cocktails, and that's probably maybe doing it a disservice. So I should maybe do that on a Sunday Night Live, actually. Should maybe kind of compare the two. It's just in my head, because I've said it time and time again with the Giffard liqueurs, you know, especially it's tucked away, it's too high up there, especially like the Flamboyant de Rance. When I compared that to Chambord, you know, the Flamboyant de Rance from Giffard is just punches. But Chambord is a great liqueur. We all know Chambord is a great liqueur in its own right. And that's exactly the same sort of thing that I would sort of say for this. You know, Chambord is lovely in its own right. Aluna is absolutely stunning in its own right. That's just where my little head is for this. I don't actually know how much it is a bottle. I should have looked how much it is a bottle. But you know, this, I would have absolutely zero hesitations in recommending this. I think I'd love to see a lot of my membership community do the taste test as well, because a lot of you I know went down the Coca-Cola route. I know a lot of you still have Bacardi and Dead Man's Fingers, but I'd love to see you kind of taste this and see what your thoughts are as well. That would be really, really good. Because it is, for me, it's a stun. Coconut daiquiris for this are absolutely insane. They are so, so good. So that's the coconut. Right, let's have the coffee. I might just have a little mouthful of water just to kind of... Yeah, so we've got the coconut, the coffee liqueur. You know, the first when I did this on the live show, I was just expecting it to be coconut and coffee. But what they've done exceptionally well, bearing in mind now that Kahlua has rebranded and re-ABV'd even lower now for tax reasons. I'm assuming it's tax reasons, profit reasons, essentially. But I've got a funny feeling Kahlua, hang on, I haven't got a new bottle here. The new bottle's at Drink Stuff. So it's 20%, the old one. I've got a funny feeling it's either 16% or 17% now. I've got a funny feeling it's 16% ABV. So even less alcohol in it to carry through. You know, Aluna is up there at 25%. Mr. Black, where's my Mr. Black gone? Mr. Black's up here. Mr. Black is 23% ABV. So you've got quite a punchy coffee liqueur. And it's proper, you know, it's 100% Arabica. See, that's what I kind of say. That's what I keep saying, Arabica. Arabica. That's Arabica beans with cacao nibs and black cardamom in there. Nose in there. It's just coffee. It's just lovely, glorious coffee. And that's what confuses me, because I really go, I can probably, now that I'm doing coconut beforehand, I can sense a little bit of coconut in there, but don't think this is a coconut flavoured coffee liqueur. It is, because that's what it is. It's the coconut rum that's in there. But you are going to have a lot of fun with this as your out and out coffee liqueur. Don't think that it's going to turn every drink coconutty. It's really not. This would be and will be my coconut liqueur going forward. I've finished with Mr. Black now. I haven't used Mr. Black for ages. It's stunning. It really is stunning. It's a great cocktail. It's a great kind of coconut rum liqueur. I mean, it's coffee liqueur, but we've got a kind of bracket in there. It's like a rum liqueur. It kind of is, because it's obviously using the coconut rum as the base. It's just so well balanced. The coffee, instead of having an espresso, I would quite happily have that. That is really, really nice. So I'm going to be doing a couple of cocktails with that as well. Right, I can't wait to try this with Coke, actually. And you know, I was going to apologise for doing liqueurs and stuff in a rum show, but you know, I think this will be important for the whole general audience. I think this will be kind of an important category as well going forward. You know, and as I say, I am covering spiced rums in here, flavoured rums. I didn't want to go down the whole rum liqueur route at the moment, but because these kind of stem from that, fair game in my point. You know, if I've got another sort of liqueur, rum liqueur brand to feature on here as well that I've been gifted, and I have actually already featured one in a rum review months and months ago. So they've given me the rest of the flavours. So we'll be doing that. I think it's going to be an important category. Let's not be pretentious about rum. Let's just be inclusive. You know, let's bring the whole rum community together. We can let the sort of the really kind of rum geeks just be out there with their sort of 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 pound rums. They can there, and let's just have the rest of the fun rums to ourselves. So this is the Peach and Pomelo Liqueur, first ever tasting of this. I say base coconut rum, base of Aluna. We've got peach in there. We've got coconut blossom nectar. Is that right? coconut blossom nectar, and then pomelo, sort of like a grapefruity kind of orange twist. Oh, the smell. Oh, it's peachy. Yeah, that's really nice. Oh, that is really nice. Again, not over sweet. For all of you, especially Legends members that have got the Giffard liqueurs, you know how kind of they punch a flavour and they are kind of sweet. That punches the flavour without being as sweet. And it obviously has got sweetness to it. Of course it has. You know, it's a liqueur at the end of the day. That's, I'd say, really delicate, peach forward. I don't get too much. I guess the pomelo's in there. You know, it's not really an out and out sort of sharp citrus fruit like lemon or lime. It hasn't got that sort of tang to it. But you kind of, it's not up front and in your face, but you can kind of get it on the aftertaste, just bringing those flavours together. That in Prosecco. I've got a couple of serves lined up for this in a second as well. That's just going to be really, really good. Yeah, that's really nice. On the smell as well, I've just picked it up. You do get a little hint of coconut. Subtle coconut tasting. It's peach forward, out without a doubt. That for peach, do you know, rum cocktails, and this is a whole world I haven't really dived down too much in my videos yet. Sort of different fun rum cocktails. I've kind of stuck to traditional ones to kind of build the channel. We're doing kind of the books, the cocktail books, the tiki cocktail books and the live show, but there was so much more fun that you can have with rum without kind of sticking to those sort of proper cocktails that were invented in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s and all that. There's modern day cocktails, and I've got an absolute banger coming up in a minute that I've been waiting to try. I've seen it on their Instagram account and I wanted to try it for ages and ages. It's a bit pretentious, a bit mixology, but hopefully I've dumbed it down for you. So that'll be coming right up after the tasting. Right then, so let's get into the tasting of Aluna and the coconut rum. So I've got, as you can see, I've just filmed my cutaway, my membership only content. A couple of absolutely flipping awesome cocktails here for you guys. So these recipes will be there. I've got one other as well that I didn't make because I wanted to make it shorter. Don't worry guys though, I have got a couple of cocktails coming up for you in a second as well. So, but before that, let's dive into the tasting, the simple highball, because that's, you know, that's actually the fun bit, is what I kind of love. So I'm not sure I've actually got enough glasses for this, but we shall see. So ready to go down there. I've done the daiquiri. Now bearing in mind at the start, Guy did say daiquiri with agave nectar and lime juice. So I've done both. I've done agave and I've done my proper, bearing in mind it's proper cane sugar, not sort of like sugar syrup or gum. It's actually sugar cane juice syrup, so cane sugar. So I've done those. I'm going to compare those. I've got an espresso martini on the go there, using both of those. And that, so we'll have a little taste of that. But before we get onto that, I just want to do like the simple kind of mixes. So first up, we're going for coconut rum and a bit of cola, Pepsi. I've talked about this in the last cola. No one sort of came back to me last week and sort of said, "Oh, I really hate Pepsi." It was just banter, I think. So, but I'm quite liking Pepsi, if I'm honest. So, coconut, Aluna, coconut and Coke. Pretty standard. Coconut, you know, Malibu and Coke. Let's think back to those days. Malibu and Coke's a pretty standard sort of thing. Does this take it up a new level? Oh, hell yeah, that's really good. Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's really so. Without being, do you remember when you drink Malibu, you kind of get that sweet sort of thing? Not too much alcohol, but it's just sweet coconut coming forward. That is coconut coming forward, but with plenty of sort of cola notes. Oh, that's really good. It's not often I do that, but that's really, really good. I'm going to be paying for that in a few minutes. I'm going to be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I've got loads here to do. I've got loads. Right, let's just go for this one. So, coconut rum. I'm not sure if I had coconut rum and ginger ale before, but in the interest of science, let's sort of try it out. So, Canada Dry. That's what we've got here. Coconut and Canada Dry. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. It's nothing special, nothing to write home about. Yeah, right. Let's do this now. As I mentioned on my live show, I've just got a couple of bottles just to try out of the refreshingly light stuff. I need to order another case of the full fat stuff because it's trade only. That sort of stuff you won't ever find it in supermarkets. The sort of full fat. So I just want to kind of compare it and see what I think to it, because I haven't had the refreshingly light stuff for a good 2-3 years. So let's just kind of see. I must admit that the bottles would be, with the screw taps, it would be better, you know, if we could get them like that, because you can seal it up and you can reuse it. Like, that's just going to go to waste now, you know. Right, so spiced orange ginger ale with Aluna. That's actually all right, to be fair. That's actually all right. Shh. Oh, yeah. No, it's not me. Just trying the spice. It's all right. The full fat version is better. It's all right. I think a little teeny bit of sugar in there, a little teeny weeny bit of sugar. But that's actually all right. Can mix them both. Yeah, that's all right. It's better than the Canada Dry anyway. I won't finish it up, but it's all right. Right. How are we getting on here? Another glass. Got 2 more left. What have I got to do? 1, 2. Oh, might be all right here. Right, ginger beer. I don't think I've ever had this as well. Coconut rum and ginger beer. Would you ever do that? This is what I used in drink stuff the other day. Coconut rum and ginger beer. Can't think I've ever done that. First time for everything. Yeah. No, Coke so far. Coke. It's not bad, actually. To be fair, it's not bad. To be fair, it's probably my favourite out of the 3 gingers. No, it's the refreshingly light one as well. It's probably my favourite out of the 3 gingers. I actually do quite like that. It's not fun like the Coke is, but that's all right. Now, I have got a couple more that I wanted to do here. What have I got? Bam, bam, bam. Yes. Now, I've got the right amount of glasses. Amazing. Perfect. Right. So, this one. So, this is coconut rum. And what I've got is Aldi's fake lilt. And it's actually really, really good. It's where we get it in 6 packs for like £1.50, I think it is, or £2 or whatever it was. It's really, really good. You could go Ting if you wanted to, but I love Lilt. Lilt is one of my favourites, and this is that Tropical Blast Zero as well. It's really, really good. So, pineapple and grapefruit with a bit of coconut rum. I've got high hopes for this. High hopes. Oh, my word. Yes, 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 yes. Hands down, the favourite. That is stunning. Love it. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's really, really, oh, that's so good. So, do you know what? That is possibly one of my favourite simple serves I've had. That is amazing. Aluna Coconut Rum, Vive, whatever it's called, Tropical Blast Zero. So kind of, it's lilt essentially. That's really, really good. Yes, right. And I said I had the right amount of glasses. I've got 1 left. Why have I got 1 left? Because I've already got it prepped over here. There's a lot. That's the peach. Right. So bearing in mind, coffee, you know, I could do coffee and Coke. Let's do coffee and, let's do that. Let's have a little taste of the coffee liqueur and Coke. That would be kind of a good one, wouldn't it? Trying to think what other combinations. Coffee and Coke. This is going to be good, surely. Surely. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Hang on, just for giggles. Just for giggles. Right. Coconut rum, coconut coffee liqueur, and Coke. Oh, that's a bit strong. That's better. Right. Oh, that's really good. Really, really, really good. Now, the final one I've got here before I dive into these cocktails. You notice the peach. What I thought would go really, really well with the peach, and I'm assuming this will be on Instagram. I didn't even notice it, to be fair. But Fever Tree Mediterranean tonic water. I thought this would be really, really good combination. So Fever Trees, again, it's the refreshingly light stuff, but that's what I've been using, to be fair now, for those little cans for ages. So it's quite a healthy amount of peach in there. I think this would be a really good spritz. Maybe even put some Aperol with this. I don't know. What have I got? Have I got it to hand? Got some Pampel. Oh, that's really good. That is really good. Wait for it. Hang on. The Pampel was right here because I used it last night in the live. So Pampel, for those of you that don't know, think Aperol, but this is grapefruit, and that should go really, bearing in mind there's pomelo in there, it should go really, really well in there. So we've got a little bit of a spritz going on. So a little drizzle of Pampel. So Pampel, Mediterranean tonic water, and the peach and pomelo coconut liqueur from Aluna. Oh my days. Oh my days, that's oh. Right. Garnish that up. I've got a bag open here. Garnish that up with some mint. You know, I know this is a little stupid glass for this, but just some mint, a wedge of orange, maybe some peach in there. That is a glorious kind of summer spritz. That's really good. Oh, so if you want to, for those of you that haven't seen it again, if you want a close-up, there we go, Pampel. So it's kind of like a grapefruit forward Aperol Campari sort of thing. It's probably it's probably my favourite out of the three, to be fair. Aperol, Campari and Pampel. I love it. Grapefruit. That's really, really good. Right. Oh, I've still got to do the daiquiris, haven't I? I shouldn't have had those Pepsis. Hoo-hoo. Right. Let's go for the flat one first. I can feel the gas coming. Right, let's go for this. Bearing in mind that's got ice in it, not properly shaken up. I've just kind of stirred that down. That's a really good espresso martini, actually. It would be better shaken. You've got that nice sort of crema on top then, kind of get the consistency. But taste-wise, coconut, coffee, espresso, that is a really good espresso martini. Yeah, I like that a lot. I can feel it coming. I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. See, that's what I was talking about at the top of the show, about the sugar and all that. I just can't handle that sort of stuff anymore. Right. Oh, pardon me, sorry. Right, this is the fun one. I've still got a couple of cocktails. I'm at 44-ish minutes. I might get a quick 5 minutes to do the Project 173 at the end. We shall have a little see. I'll probably cut because I'll need the glasses again, to be fair. But, right, crack on. So, a daiquiri, as I said, so coconut rum, lime. This one's agave, and then this one's proper cane sugar, some Monin cane sugar syrup. So, agave nectar. I know what it said. Agave is supposed to be healthier for you than sugar syrup, but as I said, we've got proper sugar cane here, not sugar syrup or gum or anything like that. So we've got, that's really good, the agave nectar. That's really good. Right, proper cane sugar. Oh no, that one hands down. For me, as a daiquiri fan, hands down, proper. I get what they're going with the agave. I really get that. For me, proper sugar syrup. You know, I know, and this isn't. You know, this isn't the kind of. As I say, it's not gum. It's not sugar syrup. This is cane sugar. Okay, so sugar cane juice. Basically, what the rum is. You know, sugar cane, like distilled from that. Hands down. If I was giving that a score in a daiquiri, the agave nectar, I'd give that, it's nice, I'd give that about a 6 out of 10. That, very strong 8, 9 out of 10. That's really good. It lets the coconut come forward. And that's what you want at the end of the day. If you want coconut daiquiri, that's everything I want in a coconut daiquiri. Coconut, lime, bit of sweetness, jobs are good. Right, let's put those to one side. Let's get on with down. This is the cocktail that I kind of wanted to do, and I've seen this on their Instagram for flipping ages, and I thought, how are we going to do this? Because it was quite mixology, it was quite sort of pretentious, but it sounded amazing. So the ingredients, we've got coconut rum, we've got banana, I've got the sugar, we've got some lemon juice, I've got some here, is that my lemon? Yeah, that's my lemon. I've got some lemon juice and, right, coffee bitters and foamers. Now, the original recipe, so this is kind of an Aluna banana and coffee sour, essentially. Now, the original recipe on their Instagram was banana and espresso bean syrup. So the sweetness, so essentially, they've combined that, and that into one thing. So banana, sugar, and coffee. I'm not going to make it's a clear cocktail. It's essentially, you've got the foaminess of the egg white that they used in there. But, I'm not going to fart arse around and make coffee bean syrups and all that sort of stuff. That's not what I'm about and this channel's about. So how could I replicate this? And I really wanted to try this. So I've got my coffee bitters here. I'm going to go for two, well, these are pipette based. So I'm going to go for, it's about a third of a pipette there, one of those and another one. So probably 2/3 of a pipette of coffee. Can you see that? Coffee bitters. Links will be in the description below for coffee there. So we've got coffee bitters, nearly. Right, let's go on to this. 45 ml of coconut rum, so 1.5 ounces of Aluna in there. Then we are going, lemon juice is here. So lemon juice is 15 ml of lemon juice. Nice, that's the lemon. I think that was lemon. Yeah, lime's there, that's cool. So lemon juice, 15 ml of sugar cane, so sugar syrup. But as I keep saying, this is like proper stuff from Monin. So 15 ml, half an ounce of syrup, essentially, sugar syrup. Lemon, coffee bitters. Right, 15 ml of banana liqueur. Right, my Giffard, proper posh banana. Right, there we go. Right, and then obviously, as I say, this should be a sour, so an egg white cocktail. But I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use my foamers instead. One brand I use at Drink Stuff. This is the brand I've now got at home. So we're going for about a third of a pipette. So we distribute in drops 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, about 20 drops. The other stuff that I use is about 6 drops, but they're more concentrated as well. So the equivalent of this is about sort of that, about a third of a pipette. Doesn't alter the taste at all. It'll just give you that nice sort of foamy kind of consistency going on. Right, dry shake first off. So dry shake for the foamers to activate like you would do in egg white. So we're just going to make it all foamy. Right. Hopefully that's done. Oh yeah, that's done the job. A treat. Right, and here's one I prepped earlier. I've got my ice ready to go, just to try and save me a few seconds, even though I kind of chat away. I can't wait to try this. Aluna banana coffee sour. Coffee from the bitters, definitely coconut. Right. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is amazing. That is an insane sour. That is so good. So good. Possibly my favourite ever sour. That's I'm absolutely speechless with that. Banana, coconut, coffee really comes through in there. Maybe even add like another little dash of those coffee bitters if you wanted to. For you mixologists that want to get involved and make your own banana and espresso bean syrup, then be my guest. Oh, that's really good. Right. And then just very quickly, the other one I'm going to do for you is, because I wanted to do the peach. I've done an espresso martini for that. I wanted to do something with the peach. Again, I think this was off their Instagram account. I'm not 100% sure. But, so we're going to do 30 ml of the peach, Aluna Peach. I can't remember whether this was one of mine or one of theirs, to be honest. Oh well. 30 ml of coconut rum. They've got some good recipes on their Instagram, to be fair. Honey syrup. So we've got that honey syrup. Right, and 15 ml of honey syrup. And then lime juice. Right, so lime, if that's lemon juice, that one's lime juice there, then yeah, right. Lime juice. 15 ml of, sorry, 22.5 ml of lime juice. Right, there we go. There we go. So, peach and coconut daiquiri, essentially, with honey syrup. Oh, that's so good as well. There's two insane cocktails. I've gone for the fun and fruity. Well, they're not even fun fruity, but the fun ones for my membership community. There are, as I say, there's a couple more that I haven't made, I haven't got time for. 5 minutes, I've got 5 minutes-ish that I'm going to do the Project 173 very quick tasting for you. Going to have a quick clean down and just start filming again. But oh, these are insanely good. Aluna. Right, so final part of the show. If my count is right, I've got about 5 or 6 minutes to kind of do this to take us up to the hour. Sorry if it goes over slightly, but I might have a little waffle. You never know, but I'm not going too far. Right, crack on. Very, very quickly, while I was kind of clearing down, I did look. I'm logged out of Master of Malt at the moment. So Aluna, £21.95, so standard price. The coffee liqueur, £18.06. And the coconut, the peach and pomelo, £17.95. So not too bad in price. In fact, excellent in price. Right, let's crack on. I was going to say Blink 182. I don't know why I've got Blink 182 in my head. Project 173. There's not much I can really tell you about these, guys. It's Master of Malt. Thank you very much, Master of Malt and Atom Brands, for sending these through. There is actually 7 in the range. The one I haven't got is the pumpkin. I don't think they've put the pumpkin in the drams because that was kind of special release for sort of, well, September, October time. So whether the pumpkin will continue, I don't know. But these are the 6 they sent me through. What can I tell you about the brands? We don't know where the rums come from. It's exactly the same. We don't know about Atom Brands, Master of Malt. We don't know their rum provenance. They're very secretive about that sort of stuff. But that's not a bad thing because some of their rums in that they do are exceptional. Also, I can really tell you about it. The 173, that's the boiling point of alcohol. That's where the Project 173 comes from. You know what the reference to that is to a brand, I don't know, but that is essentially the boiling point of alcohol, 173. Price-wise, they all come in 50 cl bottles, so the same size as those two. Your price will be roughly £20. Trade price will be significantly less than that, plus VAT, obviously. So, first up, I think I've put it in this order, so that should be the coconut. So what have we got here? We've got coconut, we've got chocolate, we've got pineapple, we've got gingerbread, we've got butterscotch, and we've got black cherry. So essentially flavoured rums. Sorry, I should have made that bit crystal clear. Essentially flavoured rums, 42% ABV, so stronger than a lot of products, 42% across the board, even the pumpkin is 42%. And I will tell you, popping them all down there, all I can smell is the flavours. Chocolate's coming up, pineapple's coming up, coconut is coming up, cherry's coming up. And when you go, it's just like tutti frutti. They smell absolutely insane. So let's very quickly, in the last couple of minutes, just quick, because I can't really give you an in-depth, and I haven't got that much to be playing around with cocktails, so let's go. So coconut rum, first off, 42%, remember. I'm struggling. Oh, no, it's a little bit on the aftertaste. I was struggling to get coconut in. You can tell they're sweeter. You can tell there's a lot of sugar added to them. They're thick. Look at the legs on the glass. I don't know whether that'll pick it up on the close up. You know, it's sticking to the glass. So you can tell there's quite a bit of sugar in there. Taste wise, it tastes all right. I would put that in the Coco Canu category, and if I was honest, I'd put Coco Canu above that. It's quite thick and cloying. The coconut is there on the aftertaste. I actually want to say it's more pineapple than coconut, but the pineapple's down here somewhere. But it's all right. It's all right. Let's reserve judgment for that. Chocolate rum. There's one of these I have tasted before. I won't tell you which one, but one of these I have tasted. So some of them are good, or one of them's good. Right, chocolate. Jesus Christ, chocolate. They should be very good at chocolate with the Jaffa Cake thing. That's better. If I want a chocolate rum or a chocolate flavoured, I might go over the hour here. In my head, why? Now that that's maturing, the chocolate really comes out. Actually, really comes out. But do you want a chocolate rum or do you want a proper rum and a chocolate liqueur for cocktails and stuff like that? With Coke, see, I need to get bottles of these to kind of do the whole sort of tasting now. I've got a funny feeling that might be quite nice with Coke or something like that. Ginger, no, very, very nice. But in my head, why would you buy a chocolate rum? It does exactly what it says on the tin. You kind of got your rum base chocolate coming forward. It's nice. Right, pineapple. Whoa, Jesus Christ. If that doesn't taste like pineapple, something's gone wrong. Oh dear God. And I've had a taste of this recently. Compare that to Dead Man's Fingers pineapple. That is insanely good. If you want a pineapple forward, slightly sweeter, but that means they're going to mix well. You know, they're going to mix with your Cokes, your gingers. I've got a funny feeling that's going to be insane with ginger beer. Pineapple ginger. The Dead Man's Fingers is good. That's a different level of good. That's really good, taste-wise. Yes, sweeter. Yes, thicker. I like that. Pineapple's my favourite. So, well, to be fair, the chocolate's really good. I'm just struggling in my head. What, like chocolate as a mixer? What would you do with the chocolate rum? If you're going cocktail route, you're going to have a cacao, like a chocolate liqueur. Or perhaps you're not. I don't know. But I really like the pineapple. Right, next up, gingerbread. I don't know. If you'd put that in front of me and said, what is that? No idea. Absolutely no idea. That's really insane. There, pineapple. Here. I don't know. Don't know. It's supposed to be gingerbread. Taste of gingerbread. That's quite fun. Doesn't smell of anything. Taste-wise. See that look, these are really good. They are fun stuff, but proper rums, if you can't smell what it is, you can tell they're artificially flavoured. That's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Dead Man's Fingers is artificially flavoured. We know that. A lot of brands are artificially flavoured. Of course they are. But to smell absolutely nothing and then to taste it, I remember the Captain Morgan gingerbread. If you like that, you are gonna love that. That's gingerbread on steroids. That's really, really good. That's just fun. Ginger beer, spiced orange ginger beer, spiced orange ginger ale with that, 100%. Butterscotch, yeah, right. Caveat, this is the one I've had before. Toffee on the nose, but not banoffee on the nose. I love that. That is butterscotch.
everything I want from butterscotch. I've well gone over here, haven't I? Sorry, it's about 1 hour and 5 minutes. I'm sorry. Well, this will be the final one. Black cherry. I know what this is. Holy hell. I tasted that before I smelt it and then smelt it at the same time. Yeah, cherry. Black cherry smacks you around the face. Taste-wise, cherry hit. That's really good. Oh, that's good. My favourite. Oh, my least favourite. Coconut. I wouldn't buy the coconut. Pineapple's good. Do you know what? I wouldn't buy the coconut purely because there are way better coconut rums on the market. Way better if you want coconut flavour. Chocolate, I can't get my head why you'd have a chocolate rum. Perhaps with I don't know, but because as a bartender, I've got cacao, I've got different chocolate liqueurs. I don't kind of get why you'd have a chocolate rum. But that said, I've got rum and I've got pineapple liqueur. I don't know, ignore me. Yes, it's chocolate and rum. I think my favourites, what was that one? Butterscotch. I think my favourite is probably the pineapple, actually. I love the pineapple. It's definitely first. The black cherry probably second. And then equal third, just in pure taste, would be the butterscotch, the gingerbread and the chocolate. But they're very, very good. Bearing in mind, if you're Dead Man's Fingers fans, this is your kind of point. You know, this is probably a step up in flavour, to be fair, and rum, because A, they're stronger. B, they're much more vibrant. You could drink them neat. To be fair, you could drink them neat with an ice cube. You really could. But I've got a sneaky suspicion. I'm going to get bottles individually. I'm going to get bottles and do that. The first one would probably be the pineapple. But yes, the only one I would say avoid. I don't get coconut on the nose, maybe slightly, but no, the coconut lets it down. So that's been this week's Rum Show. I've got 1 hour and 8 on the counter. I know there's probably a couple of minutes, probably 1 hour and 5. I'm really sorry.